Hello and welcome back. Today's video I want to talk about Luton's biggest problem, and that is scoring goals. In the Premier League last season, in front of goal, I thought we were quite good. We always managed to cause problems. We could score against any side in the Premier League last year, but unfortunately that's changed dramatically in this championship season. Of course, the defensive problems have continued into this championship year, but I didn't expect in front of goal for us to be this poor, and we have a few problems. As they say, goals win you football matches, and it's also one of the hardest things to do in football. Let's have a look at the stats for us this season. So far this year we have scored 30 goals and we rank in the bottom 3 of the championship. According to our XG table, the expected goals, we should have scored 34.4 goals due to the chances we created. According to the XG table, we should be 15th, but because we've conceded so many stupid goals, we're in the bottom 3. Our goal scorers so far this year, Morris has scored 7, Adebayo has 5, and Brown, Clark and McGuinness have 3 goals. In terms of assists this season, Alfie has 4, Clark has 3, and McGuinness also has 3. Looking at those 3 names in particular, you would argue and say most of the goals we've created have come from set pieces. Alfie, Clark being set piece takers, and McGuinness, we target the ball to go to McGuinness, he wins that first contact and someone wins the second to score the goal. Talking about chances, Alfie has created 49. He's been out for 8 weeks, but he's still in the top 10. This is because he does take majority of our set pieces. Clark has created 35 chances, but he also sits second in the championship at creating big chances. He's created 13 big opportunities. Kraus is third with 21 and Morris is fourth with 20. I've already mentioned that majority of our chances have come from set pieces, but Elijah Adebayo, he has not been clinical in front of goal. Elijah has missed 24 big chances. It's the most in the championship. His conversion rate is 8.2%. If you compare that with Morris, Morris has a 14.9 conversion rate, so a much better one, and he's only missed 9 big chances compared to Elijah, who's missed 24. As a team, we sit 22nd in the championship on having shots on target in a game. We currently average 3.5. We are below the league average, which is 3.9. Despite being below average on shots on target, we actually sit 11th in big chances created. We've actually missed 42, which is ranked 5th in the championship. No surprise to see we are one of the best sides in the division at creating opportunities from dead ball situations. We've created 92, but from actual live play, we are in the bottom 3. We actually have had more shots than Blackburn in the championship this year, but look where both sides are in the league. They're competing for those playoff positions and we're not. They are so much more clinical than what we are. But as a team, how do we become more clinical? Well, we need to improve on our finishing. Can we change it up a little bit? Can we do some one-touch finishing? When was the last time we scored a one-touch goal where we put a ball, we cut it back and one of our strikers is there to smash it home? When was the last time we've done that? It feels like it's been a while. We need to improve on that. Do we need to take that extra touch when we have a good opportunity? Change the way, as I've already mentioned, putting the ball into the box. Can we cut it back? Can we go to the far post? Can we try splitting open the defence through the middle? Let's try different ways. And of course, this does mean we need to show a little bit of movement into the box. So not just from our striker. If we're playing down on the left-hand side, can our right attacker come into the box? And also can our number 10 and number 8 make last-minute runs into the box to be on the end of crosses? And also the reading of our game. If something isn't working, can we change it? If we're not attacking down on the left-hand side, can we switch it to the right and hope that we can be a little bit more dangerous on that side? We need to be a little bit smarter in our game and notice when things are not working. So going forward, what needs to happen in order for Luton to do well in front of goal? Well, we need to be ruthless in our team selections. We can't afford to have players in the side that are not contributing going forward. We need to see our attacking players creating opportunities and having attempts at goal. And if players are not doing this, we need to rotate. We now have competition for places, so there should be a level of improved performances because players might lose their position in the starting 11. And that does mean if our strikers are not having shots at goal, then we need to be replacing them. We've got loads of strikers now. We've got Morris, Brown, Elijah Adebayo, Nordas. So we can rotate now. Players need to up their performances. Of course, we need to start being a lot more clinical. And it starts with Morris showing us his form, which he did last time in the Championship. We need to stop seeing him fall into the ground like he keeps doing. We don't want to see him winning cheap fouls. We want to see him in the box being at his most dangerous. Elijah Adebayo, we want to see that striker from last season, that goal scoring striker, the one that couldn't stop scoring, that good run of form. We need to start seeing that again. He is Championship proven. He knows he can do it here, but we're not seeing it. And at the moment, we're looking at a player that doesn't look like he actually wants to be here. Jacob Brown, I'm not seeing enough since he's come back from injury. Before the injury, he looked like a decent player. But since coming back from that injury, the performances have not been good enough. He goes missing far too often and he doesn't really offer anything going forward. He has to be on his last chance. I wouldn't be disappointed if we let him go in the summer. And lastly, Lassie Nordas, who knows what he can do? He might be the answer to all of our problems, but he is unproven at this level and there's no guarantee he's going to do well. We need to be a lot more clinical and also create more shots from open play. Don't just rely on our set pieces, and play the ball on the ground a little bit more. Sometimes I feel like we go long when we don't need to go long. Get rid of old habits and start creating new habits, because we don't really need to keep going long now. There's a time and place to do it. You need to figure out when the right time is. It's about finding the right balance. Despite me saying there are problems going forward, I do see some positives ahead. Matt Bloomfield, he managed to get Wickham scoring loads of goals. He also managed to get them winning loads of games away from home. And if he can replicate that here at Luton, then we can stay up. Bringing in creativity, players like Asgard in the midfield can help us create more chances from open play. And also having wide attackers, plenty of competition out wide. Bola and Ali, Isaiah Jones, all coming in the January transfer window, hoping that we can create more opportunities from our wide areas. In a back five, I don't think we were doing basic defending correctly and our attacking players were having to do a lot of defensive duties, whereas now I think our attacking players can go a bit further forward now because they don't have to do as much defensive duties. Of course, they still have to do some defending, but if the defence is a little bit better and it keeps improving, then the attacking players will have a lot more freedom going forward. And also Matt Bloomfield regularly rotating the starting 11. When we've got games coming at us thick and fast, he does love rotating his starting 11. He wants to keep players fresh and energised, and this will help us in becoming more dangerous going forward, as the players will have a lot more energy to cause more problems. So let's have a quick look at the next 5 league games for Luton. We've got our next game against Sunderland. Sunderland have conceded 6 goals in their last 3 games, so defensively they're not performing too well at the moment. Sheffield United is our next home game. That is after Sunderland. They've proven that they can be a little bit poor at the back. Portsmouth did give them a good game despite Sheffield United beating them. They've also conceded 3 goals against Hull recently. So at the moment, they're not as strong as they probably would have liked to be. After the Sheffield United game, we've got Plymouth. We've got to win that one. It's a very important game. So that is an opportunity there to score some goals. After Plymouth, it's the game against Watford. Anything can happen in a derby. And then lastly, we've got Portsmouth at home as well. So 2 absolutely massive home games where on paper, you've got to say, we must get the 3 points. So that is the end of the video. Hopefully you did enjoy listening to my thoughts on the goals department at Luton Town. Please drop a like on today's video. Let me know down below your thoughts on how Luton can improve the goals department. Subscribe to my channel if you are new. If you want to become a member, the link is in the description below. You get exclusive perks if you do. And I'll see you guys in my next video.